Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And today, honey, we are about to go over one of my favorite holiday movies ever, Terrifier 3. And you might ask yourself, girly, isn't Terrifier 3 a horror movie? Yes, but there's Santa, so that makes it a holiday movie. Normal people watch Elf and whatever the freak they show on Hallmark. I watch Terrifier 3. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So Terrifier 3 opens in what I can only describe as a very Pinterest-esque comfy family home. There's the Christmas vibes, the warm lights, peace on earth, goodwill towards men, whatever, you know. The calm before Art the Clown. We see this little girl walking into her parents' room saying that she heard footsteps on the roof. Mom wakes up, you know, half asleep, and she brushes it off like, oh, honey, it's probably nothing. Girl, wrong answer. If there is one universal rule in horror movies, it's the child is never lying. And let's talk about the dad for a second, because this man, literal douchebag. The vibes were rancid. The mom says that she'll go check the house and agrees to leave out milk and cookies for Santa. Which, first of all, super cute. Second of all, girl, why? And when she goes downstairs, she notices that the front door is unlocked. And I'm sorry, where do y'all live? You have two small children. It's nighttime and the door's just open? Couldn't be me. Couldn't be my mom. Couldn't be anyone with sense. So of course the little girl doesn't listen and she gets up anyways. She walks down the stairs and she hears noises coming from her brother's room. And the sound design here, girl, the best way that I can describe it without getting demonetized is Six Flags water ride meets industrial blender. We cut back to the parents' room and someone has entered the room. And this man is axing the dad like firewood. The mom wakes up and she's like, what are you doing? Girl, you cannot tell me that you don't smell blood, metal, and bone dust right next to you. And then we get the reveal of who it is. Art the Clown, my sweet baby angel. So the mom runs screaming to find her kids and she goes to little Timmy's room. And yeah, Timmy is now 5 halves of the same kid. She's losing her mind. She's running, panicking, screaming, and Art chases her because of course he does. He cuts her arms off and then he politely ends her suffering by axing her directly down the middle of her skull. Festive. Art then goes to the kitchen, eats the milk and cookies like the good little holiday demon he is, and he hears the daughter hiding in the cabinet. And this is where you're just like, damn, what a way to start the holidays. So we jump to this old decrepit house where 2 cops find Art's headless body. But because death is more of a suggestion to Art than a rule, he just pops up and strangles these men like he's not missing a vital part of his body. After he attacks them, chaos ensues, and honestly at this point, I've stopped asking questions. So the next part that kind of had me gagged in this movie, so we're now at the mental hospital where none other than freaking Chris Jericho apparently picked up a side quest between wrestling matches, and we see Vicky. And when I say she is thriving, I mean thriving in the worst possible ways. She's doing arts and crafts with organs, having dinner with insides, multitasking queen. Art and Vicky reunite, they go back to the house, and then they just sleep, which is hilarious because what do you mean the most violent beings alive need a nap? So a hard cut to something less red. We see Sienna, our girl, and her cousin Gabby. And listen, I know Gabby's a child, I know, but that does not mean she is not annoying as hell. This girl does not stop talking, does not stop hovering, does not stop invading personal space. Sienna is traumatized. She's grieving and she is exhausted, and Gabby is like, hey, so what's wrong? Do you want to make cookies? Girl, read the room. So back to this monster house. Two men are now in the house and they find Vicky in the bathtub, and then they also find Art sitting down perfectly still like he's participating in the mannequin challenge from 2016. And I'm telling you right now, the second that I see that, I'm gone. Out the window, through the wall. I don't get paid enough for this. They wake up Art and Vicky and immediately regret it. There's degloving. There's some hacksaw activities. You know, holiday bonding. Very Hallmark. So after Damien gives us a little more trauma, we cut back to Sienna and her aunt, uncle, and Gabby. So we see them all sitting at the dinner table, and let's just say Sienna is not completely here. While everyone's talking about boring family nonsense, Sienna hears a voice, and she looks up, and it's her dead friend from the last movie, screaming at her to pass the rice. And I lost it, because why is the spirit yelling like this isn't Panda Express? Girly pop, this is not authentic Chinese food, okay? Relax. Understandably, Sienna freaks out. After the literal dinner from hell, we cut to Jonathan, Sienna's little brother at college. And we get to meet his roommate and his roommate's girlfriend. And this girl immediately starts harassing him about his trauma, talking about she has a true crime podcast. Ma'am, this is not a personality. This is a red flag. And I feel so bad for Jonathan in this scene. Like, she's literally making him feel so uncomfortable. She's inviting him to come talk about what happened with Art, with his mom, with his sister. Like, he's not internally wounded from seeing his dead mother with a face full of mashed potatoes. Like, girl, anyways. And then we cut to one of my favorite scenes in the movie, Art meeting Santa. Art sees a Santa impersonator at the bar, and he is fangirling. He sits on Santa's lap and gets too excited, and then he just pees on him. The people in the bar, they get mad, they start yelling, and they want to throw Art out. But because Art don't take no BS, and it seems like Art was raised in the hood, girl, Art pulls out a gun and just starts blasting, because why not? He ties up Santa, steals his outfit, and let me tell you, Art looks real cunty in that wig. Then comes the dry ice and the mallet scene, which is so creative and also so insane. And Art is having the time of his life, and honestly, good for him. The next day, Sienna and Gabby go Christmas shopping. And Art, now in his best Santa drag, decides that children are also now on the menu. And my biggest question is, how did this clearly not Santa get into the mall and all the way up to the podium? Mall security, hello? Art starts handing out gifts and turns the mall into Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the toddler edition. Back at the aunt and uncle's house, of course, Gabby has not stopped talking since she got on screen and accidentally reveals that she's been reading Sienna's journal. Girl, we would have been fighting, but Sienna forgives her because obviously she's better than me. After Sienna gives Gabby a talking to, they go back downstairs and they hear about the mall incident on the news. Sienna panics, she calls Jonathan and she begs him to come home early. To that, he agrees. She goes upstairs, and to calm down, she takes some sleeping pills and she KOs, which never ends well. By this time, we see that Art has found Jonathan's dorm. And in the next scene, we see the two most cardinal horror sins ever. A scene and a shower scene. Art absolutely destroys the roommate and his cornball girlfriend. Chainsaw choreography like Picasso with a paintbrush. This scene is brutal. It's torture corn at its finest. And I loved it.
You what?
Please don't call the cops on me. Please. In the next scene, we see Sienna waking up very drowsy. She's hearing voices and she walks downstairs. And what she sees is her Uncle Greg strung up like Christmas lights. She sees Art and she sees Vicky, and of course she starts to freak out. Art clocks her in the back of the head, and when she wakes up again, Art and Vicky are decorating the tree with Uncle Greg. Her aunt is tied up in front of her, and the things that they do to her aunt, Damien, Girl, I had to look away, okay? After Art and Vicky are done turning her aunt into a literal drain pipe, we get to see that Gabby is also still alive. And for some reason, they allow Sienna to open the Christmas gift that Gabby got for her. And when she opens it, it's the sword from the second movie. And then out of nowhere, I think Sienna's adrenaline is through the roof and her final girl mode is activated. We get a sword versus a chainsaw, mystical nonsense, blood everywhere. While Art and Sienna are going all Mortal Kombat on each other, a portal to hell opens up, Gabby gets sucked in, Art takes the bus. Because of course he does. And that is Terrifier 3. Unhinged, disgusting, very festive. And I loved it. So come Christmas Day, come Christmas Eve, girl, come New Year's Eve, I'm gonna be watching Terrifier 3. So let me know in the comments what you guys' go-to Christmas film is. Are you crazy like me and turn on Terrifier 3? Or are you a more sane person and watch something on Hallmark? Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!